Today on the TMZ Podcast.
Hello and welcome to the TMZ Podcast. I'm Charlie Cotton and today I'm joined by Scarlett Sanchez. How are you, Scarlett?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You're a senior researcher here at TMZ. What does that mean?
Yes. So I'm here, one of the first people here in the morning at 5 a.m., putting together the stories, getting notes and assets to get us a jump start on the day.
Fantastic. Well, lots of people have been banging down the podcast door saying you need to get Scarlett on the show.
That's what I just learned this morning from you. I had no idea that this was a thing.
Okay. So
but happy to be here.
It's a big setup. Let's see how it goes, Scarlett. All right.
Let's do it.
We got a few big, interesting stories on the Monday that happened over the weekend. We're going to talk about Britney Spears. K-Fed and her sons are moving to Hawaii without saying goodbye, which is interesting. We're going to talk about Kyle Richards. She was spotted out in Aspen with the woman she's rumored to have left her husband for, a country star called Morgan Wade. And to begin with, we're going to talk about Cardi B. It was a big weekend of microphone throwing for Cardi B. So we saw a video of her over the weekend in Vegas at Dre's throwing a microphone at a fan after the fan threw water at her. Can you tell me what happens as part of this story?
Yeah. From the audience, you see this person with a cup. It's a styrofoam cup. And she just tosses a big thing of water at her and it hits Cardi in the face. And Cardi's immediately pissed. She's not happy about it, which we've been seeing this happening a lot with people throwing things on stage. At least water, like we saw with BB Rexa, she got hit in the face with a phone last month and she had to get stitches. So that's a little bit more painful than water, but I'm sure with makeup done and hair done, you probably don't want to get all wet. So she was not happy. So then she proceeded to toss very hard a microphone at the fan.
Yeah, I mean, people have done like side-by-sides of like some baseball player and Cardi B, like how well their arm is. She's got a good arm.
It was chucked.
She chucks this microphone at the lady. There's sort of almost like collateral damage. Somebody else gets hit by the microphone too.
Somebody else got hit, and then you can see security swoop in and escort that person out though too. So it looks like they got rid of the person that threw the cup at Cardi.
So it was crazy when this video came out, and you're like, damn, why are people doing this? This is just another offender of someone throwing things at a musician on stage. But this morning, it comes to light that
New video,
Cardi B asking the fans to throw water on her.
Yeah. So this is before, obviously, and she's on stage kind of dancing. She's saying, it's so hot out here. Please, like, toss some water on me, fans. Throw it at me. She drops a few other words, too. I don't know, can we say that?
I think she says the P word, the meow. The meow.
Throw the meow.
Throw some water on my meow meow.
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, let's listen to some of that video now, and you'll have to visualize the microphone toss. That was a very visual video. You can't really hear them. You can hear a thud. You can hear a thud of the microphone. And now let's listen to her like asking them to throw water on her.
Bitch, I'm dying. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. Throw me some water again, bitch, because I'm hot. And give me some water.
Splash her down. Give us some water. Splash her the fuck down.
Woo, that shit feel good. Put that shit in my pussy, bitch. Come on.
Pretty funny video. So on the heels of her asking the fans to throw water on her, one of them does, and then she gets a microphone to the face.
It makes no sense.
It makes no sense. It's weird. Like, I've gone from like, why would anyone do this to Cardi, to Cardi, why did you throw the microphone at that person?
It's definitely confusing. I don't know if maybe she asked to stop and then this person kept doing it. That's the only reason I can really think for her to get that pissed and then throw a microphone. Yeah,
it must have been like a separate incident. She was the water throwing thing in her mind had been squashed. We're onto a new song, or was it the same song? Or it was a new part of the song. And
I think it was a different song.
Oh, it was a different song? Okay, she's like, we moved on from that. The water throwing's over. You arrived late to the show. You can't throw water now.
Yeah, it's over now. But she also just seems to like throwing microphones too, because the night before she was seen performing and she threw a microphone, I guess it was at her DJ?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All in Vegas?
Yes, this was also in Vegas. And this was because, if you can hear it, he keeps cutting the track out. So she's just singing and then it kind of drops a little bit. So I think she was getting mad about the audio issues. And then after she finishes, she throws the microphone at him too.
This has become such like an onion, like peeling back the layers of a story that seems so simple. Because Saturday night was the original video that came out when she's throwing it at the fan. Then it was the night before that she had this separate microphone throwing incident.
Right.
She's just throwing microphones around town everywhere.
Yeah, that's why I'm wondering if maybe the person didn't even do anything that made her that mad and she just feels like throwing microphones.
What is going on?
I don't know. Cardi B's funny, but I'm a little bit scared to go to her concert.
I know.
I don't want to get hit.
I know. It's crazy. I'm not sure if she's like, is she historically a microphone thrower? Like, or is suddenly something came over her this weekend?
I've never seen this before.
She must be like, there must be something going on. Like, you just don't start to throw microphones all of a sudden.
She is kind of having some issues with Offset. Maybe she's letting out some of her anger about the cheating and all of that with their relationship. And she's like, just pissed at fans. So let's just throw things.
I think so. She's taking it out on her fans. Like, oh,
you need to release somewhere. So.
Exactly. All right.
Maybe not the fans, though.
Very funny. On to our next story.
Okay.
Britney Spears. She's obviously dealing with a bunch of stuff here in LA while her estranged family is moving to Hawaii. K-Fed, you remember they got married back in the early 2000s. Were together for a little while. They got 2 sons together. Well, Jaden James and Sean Preston, that's the name of her sons, they're moving to Hawaii with K-Fed and, K-Fed's wife.
Yeah, Victoria.
Victoria Prince. So that story was out, but it's just come out that they're not going to say goodbye to their mum before they leave. Can you tell me more about this story?
Yeah, so they haven't seen Britney, their mom, in over a year it's been now. And obviously they've kind of detached and haven't had much interest in wanting to have a relationship with their mom anymore. They definitely been leaning more on their dad recently. And K-Fed even said that he wasn't going to force their kids to see her, which I found a little bit interesting because if they are going to move and be gone for so long, maybe it'd be nice to just say bye. It doesn't have to be this long conversation or anything, but just, hey, we're heading out.
Yeah, it's very telling. Sometimes these stories happen and it's just so telling of where a relationship stands because you can understand, them wanting to like start a new life in Hawaii. Who doesn't want to start a new life in Hawaii? Yeah. Everything kind of like makes sense. I get it. But for them like saying, we don't even want to say goodbye to her. That is like, damn, they really don't like her, and they don't want to have a relationship with their mum because you're right. It'd be easy just to like, can we come round? We'll have a Coca-Cola, we'll have a 10-minute chat. Then we'll leave and we'll part ways and it'll be amicable. I'm glad we did it. It's a nice bookend to our time here.
Yeah.
But they're like, no, it's too, we don't care enough about her, I guess, to try to give some closure to all of that messiness.
It also makes me wonder, is Britney trying to see them though too? Does she want to see her sons before they go?
God.
Yeah, I mean, it is telling. I think the sons seem to be almost calling the shots though too.
Yes. Well, they are. I mean, as you said, K-Fed was encouraging them to say goodbye to their mum, but he wasn't going to force them to do it. You're right. I wonder if Britney said, look, I really want to see you guys. I know we've had like a rocky relationship. I really want to see you guys one last time before we go to Hawaii. I think they'd probably do it. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. But
yeah, obviously we don't know the depth and how their relationship works in general. But also, remember she was posting on Instagram throwback photos of them when they were kids. So it's almost like she's missing them. And I don't know if I'd call that an olive branch. I think you need to actually pick up the phone and call someone to make it an olive branch. But definitely some feelings of nostalgia and maybe, missing them and wanting to see them before they go.
I think so. But I can also understand it from the boys' point of view, like, whenever we open up our apps, there's a new like video of Britney Spears doing something that you wouldn't want your mum to be doing. Like even if it's just like dancing around in her underwear.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want my mum. I mean, they're teenage boys. They're embarrassed, by this sort of stuff. But I mean, it is still their mum, and you'd hope that maybe not now, but eventually everyone is mature enough that. Maybe we don't have to all be best friends, but we can be cordial. We can talk to each other. It's been over a year now. They're moving. I hope that they can repair their relationships.
Yeah, hopefully at some point. And the kids are young, so I understand them not wanting to see their mom doing that. But also, your mom is is the biggest pop star ever. So I'm sure that there's been children of other famous people that aren't really that happy to see their mom doing certain things on stage or in videos, and it's kind of just the reality of their life.
So true. I think that often when I see, like, there was pictures just came out of Madonna and her
I was
kids.
just thinking her too.
Like this morning, and she was like at a party with her kids and all over, like hugging them and being like very maternal. And whenever I see Madonna doing like all this stuff, like she was before my time, so I don't like understand Madonna as a lot of people do.
Yeah.
I just see this messy Madonna who's sort of like, oh, everything you do is kind of embarrassing when I see it. Like, I don't get the context of who she is as a pop star.
Right.
And yes, as you say, like, it's your mum though. She's a big pop star, so you got to like give her a few like get out of jail free cards.
A little bit of grace, I feel like. It's not always going to be something that you want to see, but
it is what it is.
it is what it is.
She was, hit me baby one more time, and then like she was a sex symbol growing up, and I think sometimes these aging sort of pop stars, men or women, still are that person they were when they got famous a bit. You know what I mean? There's still that the younger version of themselves.
And I think both for Madonna and Britney, they did have that sex appeal that maybe the kids wouldn't have liked then, and now it's kind of turned into some weird, more embarrassing videos.
Right.
Which the kids probably aren't happy about either.
Absolutely. On to our final story. I find this story very, very interesting and a bit of a head scratcher. Kyle Richards. So she's split up from her, estranged husband now, Mauricio, who you'll see on the Real Housewives shows sometimes, and he's got his own real estate show. They've
been married for 27 years. They have kids together, daughters.
Older kid, like a 27-year-old daughter and two there's one 15-year-old and one 23-year-old or something like that. They've got older daughters. Well, it's clear that they're like separating now. It's a bit of a messy. Are they living together still? Are they not? But the speculation was that one of the reasons, or the big reason, the rumor it was that it's because Kyle, was into this new person who is a woman, Morgan Wade.
Yes.
A very beautiful, tatted up country star. Well, she was just spotted out in Aspen with Kyle.
Yeah, she was just there. They were seen together on Friday. Morgan and Kyle have been friends for about a year and a half or so, and ever since they became friends, they've been pretty inseparable, getting matching tattoos, going on trips together. Kyle's even been to Atlanta to go visit Morgan's family. So they definitely have become very close friends quickly, which I think is why some people are thinking that there's a little bit of romance to it. And also with the rumors, she's denied a little bit that she's splitting from him, from Mauricio, and that they're going to work on the relationship maybe, but they're separated. But yeah, they were in Aspen together, and on Friday they were shopping, and then we found out that Kyle was actually there to see Morgan perform on Sunday night.
Right, because when these photos came out, originally their reps said, oh no, it was just a happenstance. They both just happened to be in Aspen at the same time. Morgan has a gig, Kyle is shooting a documentary or something like that. We just happened.
Both there for business and just happen to run into each other.
No one just happens to be in Aspen.
That.
In Aspen. No one, maybe it was LA, but no one happens to be in Aspen together.
Right.
So I think there's two different things it could be. They could either be not together, but they're happy that the rumors keep swirling. Otherwise they wouldn't be spotted out in Aspen together. They're fine with the rumors swirling, even though there's no truth to them. Or there is truth to the rumors, and they are in some sort of newfound relationship. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if either is the case, honestly.
Yeah, and we did find out more details too that Kyle is going to be shooting a documentary about Morgan's life.
Oh.
So that also, and that she was shooting for the documentary on Sunday.
Stop. So when they said we just happened to be in Aspen at the same time because Kyle was there just shooting a documentary and Morgan...
So they're actually tied to each other. Yes.
The documentary she happened to be that was about Morgan.
Yes.
Oh, well, there's no coincidence in that. You gave her probably prepaid her flight, told her to come to Aspen for the... Wow. I did not know that. That's good information.
Yeah. So, I mean, does that mean that you're interested if you're making a documentary about someone? Not necessarily. It seems like a business friendship and they want to, keep doing... keep having success together, maybe.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess these sort of rumors only help the documentary, probably
exactly
help Kyle on her Real Housewives because you just need any sort of drama.
Does it ever hurt to have people talking about you
No.
in their business? I don't know.
What's this documentary about, though?
It's supposed to be her... There's not a lot of details on it, but maybe her life. She's going to have a double mastectomy, I believe is what it's called.
Morgan Wade is?
Yes, Morgan Wade is. She's had... She's been told that she has a gene that puts her at high risk for ovarian and breast cancer. So she's decided she's going to do that surgery later in November. And then also she's had substance abuse and alcohol issues. So it's supposed to just show her rise to fame and overcoming some of her struggles.
You've actually sold me on the documentary. That's actually quite an interesting documentary. So she's having this double mastectomy done before anything happens to her, like
it's preventative.
It's
correct.
preventative.
She's only 28 years old, so she's very young.
I mean, that's an interesting story. I can see why Kyle, and also because they're like joined with sobriety. Kyle has been sober for a year. Morgan's been sober for about 6 or so years. So that's like a connection that people can bond over. And so, I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see how it goes. This is almost like the Cardi story to me now, where at first I'm like, about the story, but then I learn, I'm like, okay, well.
Yeah, it gets you thinking a little bit more.
It definitely does. Okay, very interesting. Well, thank you very much for joining me here today, Scarlett.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. You'll be back again.
Amazing.
Love
Can't
chatting
wait.
to you. All right, guys.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Bye.